goddamn what's fine in general. You gotta wait. Y'all know what I'm doing. So what's up, y'all? Happy Martin Luther King Jr. birthday. As y'all guys can see in the description. This is the first time celebrating Dr. Just a second, I'll be right back with you guys, please.
Heard the increasing international rumors. Bombing and shelling and mining part of pre-invasion strategy. Perhaps only his sense of humor and of irony can save him when he hears the most powerful nation of the world speaking of the Psalms on a poor, weak nation more than 8,000 miles away from its shores. At this point, I should make it clear that in these last few minutes to give a voice to the voiceless in Vietnam, to understand the arguments of those who are called enemy. I am as deeply concerned about our own troops there as anything else. For it occurs to me that what we are submitting them to in Vietnam, simply the brutalizing process in any war where armies face each other and seek to destroy. We are adding cynicism to the process of death, for they must know after the short period there that fighting for really involved. Before long, that their government has sent them into a struggle among Vietnam. The more sophisticated surely realize that we are on the side of the wealthy. And while we create a hell for the poor, somehow this madness must cease. We must stop now. I speak as a child of God and brother to the suffering poor of Vietnam. I speak for those whose land is being laid waste, whose homes are being destroyed, whose things subverted. I speak for the poor of America, paying the double price of smashed hopes at home and death and Vietnam. At the path we have taken, I speak as one who loves America, to the leaders of our own nation. The great initiative in this war is ours. The initiative to stop it must be ours. This is a message of the great words, and I quote, each was on the haters in the heart of the Vietnamese and in the heart of humanity. The Americans are forcing even to becoming their enemies. It is curious that the Americans who calculate so carefully on the possibilities of military victory do not realize that in the process they are incurring deep psychological and political defeat. The image of America will never again be the nation, freedom and democracy. Image of barbarism. If we continue in my mind and in the mind, we have no honorable intentions in Vietnam. If we do not stop our war against the world will be left to see this as some horrible, clumsy, and deadly game we have decided to play. The world now demands America that we may not be able to achieve. It demands that we admit that we have been wrong from the beginning of our adventure, that we have been in the life of the Vietnamese people. The situation is one in which we must be ready promptly from our in Vietnam. We should take the initiative in bringing a halt to this tragic war. We'll remove all Vietnam into forge part of our ongoing commitment problem to any his life then what reparations we can have done. We must provide the medical aid needed, making it available. In the churches and synagogues have a continuing while wage itself commitment. We must continue to raise our voices and our lives. Nation persists in the These are the times for real choices and not false ones. But when our lives must be played, if our nation and on the best, but we and sending us all what in some circles has become a popular crusade against the war in Vietnam. I say we struggle, but I want something even more. And if we ignore this sobering reality, ourselves organizing clergy and for the next be concerned about concerned about Mozambique and attending rallies unless there is a significant and profound change in American life and policy. So such thoughts take us beyond Vietnam as sons of the living God. In 1957, American official oversaw that it seemed to him that our nation of the world during the past 10 years emerged a pattern of suppression, which is of U.S. Venezuela, this need to maintain social stability for our investments, actions in Guatemala. It tells why American helicopters are being used against guerrillas in Cambodia. American naval forces have already been active rebels in Peru. It is with such activity in mind, the words of the late John years ago, those who were revolutionary increasingly by our nation has taken The role of those who make peaceful revolution impossible, choosing to give up the privileges and the pleasures that comes of overseas investments. I am convinced that if we are to get on the right side of the world revolution, we as a nation must undergo a radical of values. We must rapidly from a thing-oriented society to a society when machines and computers, profit motives, and are caught in the extreme materialism will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of our past policy. On the one hand, good social will be only so that men and women meet the way true then to see that an edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring. On contrast with the right to look and see individual South America, it's our concern for the soul country. This American say is a feeling that it has everything to teach us and nothing, not of man order and this way of settling dust, this business being filling arms with all thing poisonous drugs of hate, normally humane. And battlefield and with program uplift spiritual life.
What's my audio? Hopefully this get her. Once again, this is Killer B, goddamn Witch Fighter General. You got a witch, you know what I'm gonna do with it. So, yeah, I took a little break. Now I'm back. Whip some more ass. This was a great day. Like I said in the script, the first time I celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Those are some new watchers and stuff that might not know me that well yet. I was in a cult, like cults, with other Afrocentric. That's my new word for the week, Afrocentric. Afrocentric, other schools. It could possibly be a little more than 22 years. uh, groups that I talk so much about. Uh, uh, ethnicities and stuff that they let into their group. They would steer them away from the speeches, from the biology that this great man has done. Oh, and I made a typo. Oh, that was you made the typo. That was me, Martin Luther King. What did I say? But let me know if my sound is a little jacked up. But let me keep it going. I'm gonna try to make this quick. Like I was from the of this man, and what made me say, like, you know what I mean? And it surprises me. I don't expect that. This great leader that we have. I have Facebook groups filled with nothing but Black Americans. I see thanking him, or just saying a few words about him, or just putting on him. I have yet to see it. See the numbers dropping? Of course. Yet to see it. From what I've been studying since my little break, what I've been studying the last probably 4 or 5 theology, the people Afrocentric. At the time, the is and a lot of them. I might have to pre-release that. Okay, now I'm back. I was talking to myself. Things good now. Like I said, people, trying to keep my language to a minimum of this, but I have yet to see a video or a post on Facebook or anything I am that are filled up with. I have yet to see one post. I'm just saying anything about him at all. And it's almost 5 o'clock here where I'm at. And one means is good. All right. I hope that means 0 and 1. Chris started. I don't know. I haven't got hip to that yet. But thanks, Pete. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. And, which I don't, because I haven't put up anything on him in over 20. And I would get angry at one part of 2 years. I would get angry when someone would bring up the works or the things that Dr. Martin Luther King has done. These groups, these codes, like I said before, I'm going to be using this word. This has been my new word in the last couple of days. You're going to see me using this word a lot in my videos, Afrocentric. Especially these Afrocentric groups. I haven't seen, surprisingly, why not? Later in my other videos I'm going to do after this, to understand it. These groups tend to want you to stay away from Martin Luther King. Why? It's for what he stood for. Things that he's done for African Americans. The things that he's done for other religions, for other ethnic. You guys know your civil rights. I hope you do. So all these things go these cults and these Black Power, Afrocentric, this bugged out groups. Like, you know what I mean? And they keep you away from this ideology because what it does, it frees you from their grip they have on you. I'm going to read. Clear my screen up, get my bandwidth looking pretty good again. This is something on a man who's came up, well, the people says invented this term, Afrocentric. You're gonna see like this one where I'm using this word a lot. I've heard of it for quite a long time, almost all my life, but never really dug into its meaning and what it's supposed to represent until recently. And what this thing has done for me has showed me what I've been doing here. You guys know how I see my videos. You see my target and everything, right? With this word, it has opened up a whole new world for me. And it seems like I'm digging deeper into the well on this issue that, you know, that this term or this a father or a foundation cults these. There's a man named Asante Molifi. I believe that I'm pronouncing Molifi Asante. And some things like I just want to read. I don't want to get on. I want to save it for another video. But the article, this man was wanted to be ousted from his chair from the Africans at Temple University in Philadelphia. The people were up in arms. They said he didn't deserve his seat. He taught that. Okay, let me just get to this article. I don't want to really talk about it. I just want to get to the point. It says the students that Asante verbally abused also say that he must meet Asante's ludicrous and historical claim that socialism is somehow anti-black or anti-African. W.E.B. Du Bois, Martin Luther were socialists, as was Kwame Nkrumah, a giant in modern Pan-Africanism. Now, if we look at these people that this man has rejected, these people have done great works and actually have achieved their. We have other people. Well, people Nation General Yahama. You got Elder Nathaniel of the IUIC. You got this hard GMS. Let's say he's head or anything. Well, I can't think of his name right now. It was a Moorish guy. I can't think of his name. Sorry about that. But Black Panther Party. You got you have scholars. Dr. Van Yakana, right? You got Ivan Zan Cernima. You got you got Sheikh Akadia. You got who's another one? Leonard Jeffries. Have people like these guys. Not saying wicked ass people, but they have bred this thing known as Afrocentrism. And what these words get Black people to think in a certain way that fit what their agenda is, and that agenda don't include a fit of Black people. Now, I want to get off of that topic, like another video on that, right? So I'm going to be drawn back into it. Like the person that this man, his name is how it's pronounced. This took a liking to Dr. Martin Luther King. Luther King has traveled the world. He had been to African nations. He had worked with African nations. Nkrumah is one of the people. Nkrumah studied here in America. He studied abroad in London. His way back to and help liberate his country, Ghana. Right. I want to read a little bit about what this. Nkrumah also sought to tribalism, a source of loyalties. Now, tribalism, I've heard some people like on not Sod, the other debate league, whatever, that's VDL, right? There I mentioned that how we should bring tribalism to an America, that we should have government or group or section ourselves off tribal on this has seen tribalism, seen the battle and in centuries. The Nkrumah to eliminate tribalism, a source of loyalties held more deeply than those to the nation state. Thus, as he wrote, we are engaged in a kind of war, a war against poverty and disease, against ignorance, against tribalism, and against disunity. We needed to secure the conditions which could allow us to pursue our policy of reconstruction and development. To this end, in 1958, his government pivot organization using or engaging in racial or religious propaganda of any other racial or religious community, or securing the election of persons on account of the and for other purpose and to saturate the country and national flags, and declared a widely disobeyed ban on tribal flags. So what this man tried to do was close the gap. Individual tribes that would war against each other. That would. I'm going to read one of the porcupine flag, symbolizing Asante Matu. If you greet us with peace, we will greet you with peace. But if you greet us with war, we will greet you with war. That's one of the mottos of one of these tribal flags. But these divisions, these groups like tribes, get back, but you type ideologies and you go to forums, you would see that most Africans believe in it and actually think that it's a bad idea. They say that. I would also say that because of what they say it is, which they would say that the inventors of it said that it's something to reassert a sense of development or order into the minds of the Black people so they could be able to navigate in this society. Now, come out about 50s, whatever. I could say they needed something to ease our mind to make us esteem, I could say. After that, will give us better self-esteem to be able to appreciate ourselves. Now, I believe we had this all along. And the things that like Martin Luther King has fought for us to be able to work, shop, know what I mean? The other citizen at that time. These other groups sought to distance ourselves from the rest of society. I spoke to someone and we were talking about this, and I brought up something like, "Oh, we need Africa," like, right? Now, what this man in Africa said, right, that it was a war against poverty, disease, against ignorance, against tribalism, and disunity, right? Same thing. Help us out culturally. It's supposed to help us out academically, socially, mentally, and physically, right? Now, It's cool to study Africa. There's nothing wrong with that. It's Africa. But what's not cool being today is not what they psychology is. What we're seeing today. What we're seeing is ignorance, hate, racism, narcissism, abuse like that. When we look up Afrocentric, you pull up Afrocentric on the internet, first thing gonna pop up, Afrocentric, right? Speakers and stuff. Now, let's do a little on the people that come up. Dr. Ben was one that shocked the hell out of me, right? But I'm gonna suspects here. Ivan has written many books. I was ever exposed or encouraged to read. This is before I was in high school, I believe middle school too. Ivan Sertima's books was presented to me. And where it was presented to me in a church. Now, you do any research on Ivan Sertima? Ivan Sertima has these claims were meant to give nothing wrong with that. To give you stories, to give you history, pride, of self-esteem that help you move yourself, propel you to. What we are seeing is a bunch of pseudo scholarship. And this is not what I really mean to say, and I don't want to get too much into this. But I want to put it point blank, and I go more on to Martin Luther King. Well, like I said, I'm going to do more videos on this. What we're seeing is swindlers, con men, and all other types of fuckery. Excuse my language. You all Afrocentric leaders, speakers, and credentials. You see them lying about the claims that they write in their book. These people are, we built pyramids on the moon. Over here and we populated everything on this goddamn earth. We civilized every nation on this goddamn earth. Came from the Egyptians. The pyramids. Oh, they learned that from the Egyptians. I'm gonna do a video on that. It's what I'm gonna show y'all, and y'all gonna be like, God damn. And you're gonna have to think. And I'm gonna want you to think back. When did you learn that? And when you find out, you be like, God damn, these motherfuckers and ass. And that shit was goddamn 20, 30, 40 years ago. That this information entered my brain and I took it as a fact. And that I work around these ideas. And like I said, I want to get on. I believe you guys get into it. So I might go back on it, but for right now, that was put out a few years ago by the FBI. Martin. right? Says today on the anniversary of the nation, the FBI honors his life of Dr. Martin Luther King to justice. The FBI tweets from its official account. The post includes one of King's favorite quotes about injustice, right? Now I want y'all, we shall overcome, King said in the tweet. Our universe, the mark of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. That quote right there comes from Africa. So if you want to talk about Africa, Martin Luther King is the greatest, I would say, example of Afrocentricity. Martin didn't have to come back wearing a dashiki. Martin didn't have to come back with, but Martin didn't have to come back acting like an African, guard, speaking Twa, Zulu, or whatever language, Egyptian, Mata Netter. He didn't have to learn. Martin Luther King was one of the most African American people embraced in Africa. And people in Africa to this day use his strategy on justice and for citizens of nations. His blueprint is used all over the world. It's used in Japan, Russia, Germany, France, Africa, South America, North America, whatever. You're not going to strategy escaping my mind. I'm just gonna be but got 6 people in the room. How y'all? Oh yeah, the to-do list. Hit the thumbs up button. Thanks, me. Hit the thumbs up button. Check. Listen and research for myself. That's right. Check. Like to chat so much. Leader for Christ. Thank you very much. Hey, see the women coming up. Goddamn. See, going around and shit, acting like America today. Asia to Islam. Do videos on people like Iverson Sertiva. Claims false. Some Dr. Leonard teachings. Chancellor false. Now you can't. Some of you might say, "Oh, you can't be talking about our leaders like that and shit." Like, but now. Martin Luther King wasn't the same. Okay. All right. They do with his doing. And say you're and it was only the people very weird. I might be going a little off for what I'm trying to say. Let me get it together. The things that Dr. Ben, right? Dr. Ben was an educator. Now, we find out that Dr. Ben said he was a little bit more educated than what he actually was. Some of y'all it proved me wrong. He lied to the people. We got out here talking about they working with the UN, wearing a big old space cadet uniform. Your fools actually think the UN let this nigga up in there to speak. Not even if you wearing a suit. This is the shit that comes. Martin Luther King was about what he was. What we find with these is that they work. Just go right back at them. Just how the Nation of Islam was set. That's exactly what is going on here with black people in America. The bloodsuckers of the poor. They'll write books. Oh, saying we the greatest nation, the greatest people, and everybody learned from us. They were us. We all this, right? Now, if it's true, okay, it's true. But you have to prove it. And these claims can't be proven. Almost telling a child that's of some shit falling out, right? And you tell them, okay, when you two fall out, when that two give you something. And the kid now can't wait for that, right? It's your ass and shit. Put a little something under the kid's pillow when he sleep, when the two fall out. Playing games, if it wasn't for Afrocentric ideology, there would be no Nation of Islam. No Betty Amin. There would be no Dr. York and the Muwabians. There would be no there would be no y'all goddamn Ricky Schroeder was it, but so help me out here. There wouldn't be none of these groups if it wasn't from the. Now, to take y'all back with and I started to go to UPK in New York, I noticed something that Egyptians that they ran Egypt. Had dresses with the scarab beetles and everything. And most of y'all Israelites have never believed that shit, but I'm telling you, we are. If this was in early 2000, New York City, the head school, UPK, before Johanna made up the new name and shit and started it over. That's what they were doing. And we was encouraged to read Chancellor Williams. Encouraged to read those books. Well, you got to chew the meat and spit out the bones. That meant take the things that we show you that we, what's the word for it? Cherry pick out of these because they fit with their con game to solidify their. Oh, we came to America. See, the Israelites, they said over here in America. And they only going to tell you and reject everything that surrounds it. Are y'all mad at me right now and shit? But y'all going to turn around and y'all going to see this shit. And you be like, God damn, I got out the cult to join another cult. No. Y'all don't know it. Y'all don't even know the name of the cult. But y'all in that shit. You in the Afrocentric cult. and it worse for you than the slave ever done to you. That's right. I said it. That's right. You laughing. Then the slave worse to us. After goddamn slavery was abolished, they had their own shit. Niggas had jobs. They couldn't fuck with the white people like that. The shit. They wasn't doing that, right? He came around and he fixed that shit. To a point. It's just still some refining. And we're gonna get to this thing too, why they wanted us, and how they got us to go get an ear for the meantime, right? He told y'all all this crazy shit and what it's done. I gave this greatest example, but I believe it's a good one. Look at hip hop music, right? We invented hip hop, Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx. I'm right now. I remember all of it. When Biggie said, "I let the tape rock to the tape pop," that was 98.7 Kiss. You listen to DJ Red Alert and Chuck Master Mix every Friday and you put your cassette tape in that motherfucker. You mixtapes. That was before mixtapes. Oh, video. You hit that, you had your little 90-minute, 60-minute cassette tape, play that record, and you try to stay up so that motherfucking tape run out to it. Pop. When it go pop, you jump up. Sometimes you be half asleep. You jump the fuck up out of bed, jump back on record, and now you can go to sleep. And when you wake up, fresh ass new mixtape. Shit that you're gonna be shit that you didn't hear yet. So you getting 2 exclusives and shit. I know I would offer that. But let's look at when gangster rap came in, right? Adults was against it. Our parents was like, nigga, you put the shit up in this motherfucking house, right? Sorry. But, right? All the black people was a support of it. Afrocentric groups, they were in. So now look what it did. It took kids in predominantly black kids in predominantly white suburb neighborhoods and turned them into niggas. That's right. It turned them into niggas. And what happened with that? Kids that had the money, parents had the money, had the resources and everything for their kids to better their life and continue their education and all that, right? All that shit was out the door. You got kids in the suburbs to get a job. Parents looking at food out. Why? And niggas that ain't got nothing. I'm not saying it's their fault, they ain't got shit, but you taking like you took an out of odds, a ghetto and what it did, it poisoned it. It poisoned it. I get up out of here. So, I have all these other things that like you go get a job, you automatically got in your head that you're going to apply for is a fucking. Who put that in your head? Afrocentric. Shit. Hold on 1 second. Time. I believe that's enough on that. I want to say, but I want to get right here. Martin Luther King. That. Okay. Here. Okay. All right, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Burning House. Burning House. I heard the term that Malcolm said that he saw that basically he messed up with the civil rights movement. And that he, I'm sure y'all heard that before. I'm going to read it. Dante shared a similar moment about his friend midway through the civil rights. Before Belafonte rejected the last time we were together at my home, shortly before he was murdered, he seemed quite and preoccupied, and I was right. According to Belafonte, come stirred me deeply. We have fought hard and long for integrating, and I know we will win. But I have come to believe that we are integrating into a burning house, right? I'm afraid that America has lost the moral vision she made as we integrate. We are walk that doesn't that this nation needs the plight of the poor and disenfranchised. And until the underclass is given justice and opportunity, we will continue to perpetrate an anger and that tears the soul of this nation. I fear I'm added. The statement took me back. It was in the nation of our struggle. Belafonte asked, what the king replied. The fight not stand by and later the burning house, America is still engulfed in flames. That's some add-on shit. Millions of unwitting victims are in the desire of aid treatment. Okay, that's some extra shit. What the Hebrew Israelites groups I tell you in the fucking Islam to tell you that fucked up. It was a bad idea for integration. No, that's not what the that's not what he said. He stepped, not thought about it before. You know what I'm saying? This I'm fighting these. I'm chopping away at the tail. Where the head is the Afrocentric ideology. That's the head. That shit. What this means until we commit ourselves to is given justice opportunity. Okay, and story now. What about black issues? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to work up out of this. So this is the next step. Out of here because I got some shit to do. Yep, we'll always be aligned in my. Thanks, sweet. Yep, you'll always be aligned. See, now this shit's crazy. I got some shit to do. I'll be back later, maybe later today, if not tomorrow or something. And I'm gonna start chopping away at this Killer Bee. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Sister P. Thank you, Leader, helping out the chat board and stuff. So,